Happy Monday, Jeromes. The Minnesota Vikings are in the middle of mock draft season, and the Vikings hold the number 23 overall pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, and they have a lot of needs, especially on the defensive side of the ball. So we did a mock draft Monday or Roundup, where we went through 3 mock drafts: CBS Sports, Pro Football Focus, and the 33rd Team, and they each gave the Vikings a defensive player, each at different positions. So it's super interesting. Let's fly through. First one up is from CBS Sports, our guy Ryan Wilson, mock draft for the Vikings at 23. Well, so this is what's annoying. So the Dolphins have the 21st overall pick, but was forfeited, and some places count the Vikings pick as 23, some places 24. Whatever. But he goes B.J. Ojulari, coming in from LSU, 6'3", 250, junior. B.J. Ojulari, whose brother played at Georgia. Aziz currently plays for the Giants, is a stud. Has a solid campaign for the Tigers, and he has many of the same explosive qualities that make his brother so hard to block for the Bulldogs. Ojulari could end up being better than Aziz, and that's saying something. And B.J. Does have experience as outside linebacker and DN, so he's versatile up front. 16.5 sacks over 3 seasons in Death Valley, 81.5 PFF pass rushing grade in 2022, 49 pressures, also wore that coveted number 18 on the defensive side of the ball. So the kid's a leader, can get after the quarterback, and pending what happens with Zadarius Smith and the future of Danielle Hunter, if the Vikings do stick with the 3-4 or odd man front up front, I do think that Ojulari would make sense in this spot, because it's a passer and get the passer league. You can never have enough dudes who can get the passer. Next up, Pro Football Focus. So what's interesting is PFF, so they generally downgrade running backs as well as nose tackles, but they show some nose tackle love in their latest mock draft. Vikings at 24. Again, 23, 24, whatever. So everyone in the mob has been mock drafting cornerbacks. This is the first time I've seen Siaki Ika going to the Vikings, the nose tackle out of Baylor. Cornerback could certainly be an option here for the Vikings, who just need to get better on defense in every facet. Yes. But with some big investments in the secondary last draft, perhaps they let those picks pan out a bit more and opt for a player like Siaki Ika, who is at 6'4" and 335 pounds, boasts unique burst and pass rush ability for a nose tackle. And now I can already hear, oh, you don't spend a first-round pick on a nose tackle. Well, talk to me about Dexter Lawrence and the Giants. How do you affect things up front against the Vikings? Or how about Jordan Davis and the Eagles? Or how about Vita Vea and the Buccaneers? So controlling the middle of the field, controlling things up front is paramount, and the Vikings need to get back to that. And Ika was at LSU, and they transferred to Baylor, a 74.5 PFF grade in 2022. And also, they talk about his pass rush ability. So people are going to point out he had a 0 goose egg D'Angelo Russell sacks in 2022, but he did generate 18 pressures, which is great for a nose tackle, as well as he put up 3.5 sacks in 2021. So he does have some refinement and some skill to get after the pass rusher. He's more than just eating up space, but also he certainly can do that. And I think he's scheme agnostic. I think that he can be a 3-4 nose tackle as well as a 4-3 nose tackle. And the Vikings need to get back to building a bully up front, and Ika would be certainly a large piece of that. Lastly, the 33rd Team. So they go, of course, cornerback. Now, I included the Ravens pick here because I just like saying Kaylee in the Roy Kent voice from Ted Lasso. Anyways, Vikings 24 going Devin Witherspoon, cornerback from Illinois. Witherspoon is the most physical, hard-hitting corner in this draft. He's not afraid to mix it up in the run game and can push around wideouts. Now, Witherspoon, I've seen the gamut. Like, he has been as high as 6 in some mock drafts. He's been as low as the Vikings at 23, 24. But he's a special player, man. Now, every smallish, even though Witherspoon's 6 foot, $170, like frame wise, a little bit small, but every small cornerback who hits, I would just call Antoine Winfield Sr., but he's kind of Antoine Winfield Sr., man. And he was a big reason why the Illini defense was so elite this season. He had 3 picks this year, 14 passes broken up, a 92 PFF grade, a 25.0 quarterback rating when thrown at, which is pretty good. Pretty damn good. He's long for his size, physical, aggressive. He's a press man dynamo. I can play on the outside or in the slot. And frankly, like I said, like every mock draft has the Vikings going cornerback, whether it's Ringo, whether it's Witherspoon, whether it's Joey Porter Jr., whether it's whoever. Like there's a ton of really good cornerbacks in this draft, and I wouldn't necessarily be mad at it. But PFF did bring up a good point. It's like, hey, maybe since they spent a second-round pick on Booth and a fourth-round pick on Evans last year, they're just like, we'll let the young guys pan out and see what happens. But I don't know. I wouldn't be mad with Witherspoon. I would not be mad at all with Ika. I would not be mad at all with B.J. Ujulari, depending on what happens with Za'Darius and Danielle Hunter. But that's it. That's a little roundup of the mock drafts going around the interwebs for the Vikings on a Monday. Let us know your thoughts and our thoughts and their thoughts in the comments section below. Subscribe. As I die, subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work? Put a little something in the Venmo. But till next time, Skol, production value.